Here comes my favorite chapter. Chapter 16, Divine and Demoniac Natures. First, Krishna will explain the 26 qualities of the divine nature. Om Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Abhayang Sattvasang Shuddhir Jnana Yoga Vivastati Danang Dhammascha Yagyascha Svidhyayas Tapa Arjavam Om Ahimsa Satyam Akrodas Tyagashanta Rapaishunam Daya Bhuteshvalo Luptvang Mardavang Hrirachapalam Om Tejakshamadriti Shaucham Nadroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadang Daivi Mabhijatasya Bharata. Next, a comparative study. Om Dambodharapabhimanascha Krodhaparushyameva Agyanang cha bijatasya Partha Sampada Masurim. Om Daivi Sampad Vimokshaya Nibaddhaya Surimata Masucha Sampadang Daivi Mabhijatosi Pandava. Om Dvābhuta Sargalokesmin Daiva Asura Evacha Daiva Vittara Saprota Asurang Partame Shrinu. Next, understanding the mentality and nature of the demon. Om Pravitting Cha Nivritting Cha Janana Vidurasura Nasauchang Napi Chacharo Nasatyanteshu Vidyate. Om Asatyama Pratishtante Jagadahuranishwaram Aparaspara Sambhutang Kimanyat Kamahaitukam. Om Etang Drishti Mavashtabya Nashtat Manolpa Buddhaya Prabhavan Yuga Karmana Chayaya Jagato Hita. Om Kama Masritya Dushparang Dambamana Madanvita Mohad Grihit Vasad Grahan Parvatante Suti Vrata. Om Chinta Mariparyam Cha Pralayantamo Mashrita Kama Paboga Parama Eta Vadati Nishchita. Om Ashapasha Shatair Baddha Kama Krodha Parayana Ihante Kama Bogarta Manya Yenartha Sanchayan. Om Iddamadhyamaya Labda Mimang Prapsye Manoratam Idamasti Damapeme Bhavishyati Panardanam. Om Asamaya Hatur Shatra Hanishecha Paranapi Ishwaroham Mahambogi Siddhoham Balavan Sukhi. Om Adyobi Jana Vanasmi Konyosti Sadrisho Maya Yakshay Dasyami Modishya Ityagyana Vimohita. Next, what becomes of the demon? Om Anekachitta Vibranta Mohajala Samavrita Prasakta Kama Bhogeshu Patanti Narakeshu Chao. Om Atma Sambhavita Stabdha Dhanamanna Madanvita Yajante Nama Yagyaiste Dambena Vidipurvakam. Om Ahankara Balang Darpam Kamam Krodang Sasangshrita Mamatma Paradaheshu Pradvishantobhya Suyaka. Om Tanahang Drishata Kuran Sangsareshu Naradaman Shipam Yajasram Nashubha Nashureshyeva Yonishu. Om Asuring Yonang Mapana Muda Janmani Janmani Mama Prapyaiva Kaunteya Tato Yant Yadamangatim. So what happens to the demon? He goes to hell. And so now in this next section, Krishna tells you how to not go to hell. Om Tri Vidang Narakas Yedang Dvarang Nashanam Atmana Kamakrodas Tata Lobas Tasmad Deta Trayang Tajet. Om Etar Vimukta Kaunteya Tamadwara Sturbi Nara Acharat Yatmanakshayas Tato Yati Parangatim. So Krishna says there's 3 gates that lead to hell. Who knows the 3 gates? Lust, anger, greed. If you enter those gates, goodbye. So Krishna says every sane person gives up these 3 gates that lead to hell. Om yashastra vidim mutsujya vartate kamakarata nasa siddhim avapnoti nasukam na parangatim. Om tasmat shastrang pramanante karya karya vyavastita yatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum miharase. So Krishna says best thing to do now is simply follow the instructions of the revealed scriptures. And in Prabhupada's introduction to this Gita, he said, let there be just one book. That's all you need, one book. Bhagavad-gītā. Just follow Bhagavad-gītā. Buy Bhagavad-gītā. Give Bhagavad-gītā. And you will go back home, back to Godhead. All in favor say Hare Krishna. Finish the Maha Mantra, please. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad-gītā Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishnarjuna Sangbade Devasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga Nama Shodha Shodhyayaha. Chapter 17, which has 28 verses. Divisions of faith. First, faith according to the modes of nature. Om Arjuna Uvacha Ye Shastra Vidhi Mutsrijya Yajante Shwadayanvita Teshang Nishta Tuka Krishna Satvamaho Rajastama. Om Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Trivida Bhavati Shraddha Dehinang Saswabhavaja Satvaki Rajasi Chaiva Tamasi Chetitang Shrinu. Om Sattvanurupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata Shraddha Mayo Yang Purusho Yo Yat Shraddha Sa Evasa. Om Yajante Satvika Devan Yaksha Rakshangsi Rajasa Pretan Bhuta Ganang Chanye Yajante Tamasa Jana. Next, the austerity of the demons. Om Ashastra Vihitang Gorang Tapyante Ye Tapojana Dambahankara Sangyukta Kamaraga Balanvita. Om Karshayantak Sharirastang Bhutagrama Machetasa Mangchevanta Sharirastang Tan Vidyasura Nishchayan. Next, food in the modes of nature. Om Aharastvapi Sarvasya Trivido Bhavati Priya Yagyastapastata Danang Teshang Veda Nimang Shrinu. Om Ayusatva Bala Rogya Sukapriti Vivardhana Rasya Snigda Stira Hridya Ahara Satvika Priya. Om Katvam Lalavanat Yushna Tikshna Ruksha Vidahina Ahara Rajasasyeshta Dukkha Shoka Maya Prada. Om Yatayamangata Rasyang Putipar Yushitang Chaya Tuchchistamapiche Medyang Bojanang Tamasa Priyam. Next, a sacrifice in the modes of nature. Om Appalakang Shibir Yagyo Vididishto Ya Ijyate Yashtavyame Vetimana Samadhaya Sasatvika. Om Abhisandaya Tu Falang Dambartam Appichai Vayat Ijyate Bharata Shrestha Tang Yagyang Vidirajasam. Om Vidihina Masrishtanang Mantrahina Madakshinam Shraddha Virahitang Yagyang Tamasang Parichakshate. Next, austerity in the modes of nature. Om Devadvija Guru Pragya Pujanang Saucha Marjavam Brahmacharyam Mahimsacha Sharirang Tapa Uchyate. Om Anudvega Karang Vakyang Satyang Priyahitang Chayat Swadhyaya Vyasanang Chaiva Vanmayang Tapa Uchyate. Om Manak Prasada Samyatvang Mauna Matma Vinigraha Bhava Sangshuddharityetat Tapomana Samuchyate. Om Swadada Paryat Taptang Tapastitri Vidang Narai of Halakang Shabir Yuktai Sat Vikam Parichakshate. Om Satkara Mana Pujartang Tambo Tambena Chaivayat Kriyate Dhadiha Proktam Rajashang Chalamadruma. Om Mudagrahe Natmano Yat Pidaya Kriyate Tapa Parasyotsada Nartangva Tatamasa Mudahritam. Next, charity in the modes of nature. Om Dattavyamiti Yaddanang Diyate Nupakarine Deshe Kale Chapatrecha Taddanang Satvigam Smritam. Om Yattu Pratyupakarartang Palamudishyava Puna Diyate Cha Pariklishtang Taddang Rajasang Smritam. Om Adesha Kala Yadana Matrabyesh Chabdiyate Asatkritam Avijyatang Tatamasa Mudam Ritam. Finally, Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Saditi Nirdesho Brahmanastri Vidismarta Brahmanastena Vedascha Yagyasha Vihita Pura. Om Tasmadong It Yudafritya Yagyadanata Pakriya Pravartate Vidanokta Satatang Brahmavadinam. Om Tadityanabhi Sandaya Palang Yagyata Pakriya Dana Kriyascha Vivida Kriyanta Moksha Kangshavi. Om Sadbhave Sadhu Bhave Cha Sadityetat Prayujyate Prashaste Karmanitata Satchabda Partha Yujyate. Om Yagye Tapasidane Cha Stiti Sadati Chokyate Karma Chaiva Tadarthiyang Sadityeva Vidhiyate. Om Ashradadya Hutang Datang Tapastaptang Kritang Chayat Tasadit Yuchate Partha Nachatat Pret Hiha. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad-gītā Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sangbade Shwadayatraya Vibhaga Yoga Nama Saptadashodhyaya. Didn't the time fly by? Before you know it, here we are, chapter 18. This is because, believe it or not, right now you are on the transcendental platform. Get used to it. Embrace it. Stay with it. Don't leave it. Everyone chant the Maha Mantra 3 times, please. One more. So Prabhupada says that actually Bhagavad-gītā is finished in 17 chapters. The 18th chapter is a re-summarization of everything discussed. So just as in chapter 2, it was a summary, chapter 18 is again a review, a summary. Are you ready to finish and complete Bhagavad-gītā? All right, chapter 18 is the largest chapter. It has 78 verses. Sit properly. Chapter 18 is entitled Conclusion, the Perfection of Renunciation. The first topic, Sannyas and Tyag. Om Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasasya Mahabaho Tattvamichchami Veditum Tyagasya Cha Rishikesha Pritakeshi Nishudana. Om Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kamyanang Karmanang Yasang Sannyasam Kavayo Vidu Sarvakarma Phalatyagam prayusyagam vichakshana. Next, sacrifice, charity, and penance. Om tyajang dosha vidyeke karma prahur manishina yagyadana tapak karma natyajyamati chapare. Om nishchayang shrinume tatra tyage bharata satama tyago hi purusha vyagra trividha samprakirtita. Om yagyadana tapak karma natyajang karyameva tat yagyadanang tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Om etanya pitu karmani sangang jakvapya flani cha kartavyani time parta nishchitang matamutamam. Next, 3 types of renunciation. Om niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nupapadyate mohatasya parityagas tamasa parikirtita. Om dukham mityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajit satkritva rajasang tyagang naiva tyagat phalang labet. Om karya mityeva yat karma niyatang kriyaterjuna sangyang chakva phalang chaiva satyaga satviko mata. Next, the renunciation of word and action. Om nadveshtya kushalang karma kushale nanusajjate tyagi sattva samavishto medavichinna sangshaya. Om nahi deha brita shakyang chakyung karmanya sheshata yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi yabidiyate. Om anishtamishtam mishrang cha travidhang karmana phalam bhavat yat yaginang pretya natu sanyasinang pachit. Om pachatani mahabaho karanani nibodime sankye kritanti proktani siddhaye sarvakarmanam. Om adishtanang tata karta karanang cha pritagvidham vividascha pritak chesta daivan chaivatra panchamam. Om shariravan manobiryat karma prarabhate nara nyayang va viparitang tava panchaite tasya hetava. Om tatraivang shaktikartara mahatmang kevalang tuya pashat yakrita buddhitvan nasa pashyati duramati. Om yasya nahang krito bhavo buddhir yasya nalipyate hadvapi sa imalokan nahanti na nibadyate. Om gyanang gyayang parigyata tribida karma chodana karanang karma karteti tribida karma sangraha. Next, knowledge, action, and workers. Om Gyanam karma chakartacha tridhaiva guna vedata protyate guna sankyane yatavachtrinutanyapi. Om sarvabhuteshu naikam bhavam avyam ashikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajgyanam vidisatmakam. Om pritatvena tu yajgyanam nana bhavan pritagvidan veti sarveshu bhuteshu tajgyanam vidirajasam. Om yattu kritsna vide kasmin karye sakta mahaitukam atavarta havatalpangja tatamasamudam ritam. Om niyatang sangarahita maraga dvesha takrita mafala prepsuna karma yatasattvakamuchyate. Om yattu kamepsuna karma sahankarena vapuna kriyate bahulayasang tadrajasa mudaritam. Om anubandang kashayang sa manapeksha chapaurusham mohada rabyate karma yatatamasamuchyate. Om Mukta Sangha Nahang Vadi Drit Utsaha Samanvita Sidya Sidyor Nivikara Karta Satvika Uchyate. Om Ragi Karma Phala Prepsyor Lubdo Hingsat Mako Suchi Harsha Shokan Vita Karta Rajasa Parikirtita. Om Ayukta Prakrita Stabda Shato Naishkritikola Vishadi Dirga Sutrecha Kartatama Sa Uchyate. Next, understanding and determination. Om Buddhir Bedang Dritesh Chaiva Gunatastri Bidang Shrinu Prochamana Masheshena Pritakvena Dhananjaya. Om Pravitting Cha Navritting Cha Karya Karye Bhaya Bhaye Bandha Moksham Chaya Veti Buddha Saparati Part Satvaki. Om Yayat Dharma Madharmang Cha Karyam Cha Karyameva Cha Ayat Havat Prajanati Buddhi Saparata Rajasi. Om Adharmang Dharma Mitya Manyate Tamasavrita Savartan Viparitangscha Buddhi Saparata Tamasi. Om Dritya Yaya Dharayate Manapranendriya Kriya Yogena Vyabhicharinya Driti Saparata Satvaki. Om Yayatu Dharmaka Martan Dritya Dharayaterjuna Prasangena Falakangshi Driti Saparata Rajasi. Om Yaya Swapnang Bhayang Shokang Vishadang Madamevacha Navimunchanti Durmeda Driti Saparata Tamasi. Next topic, happiness. Om Sukang Vidam Jivadhang Shrinume Bharatar Shaba Abhyasadramate Yatra Dukhantang Cha Nijachchati. Om Yattadagre Vishameva Pariname Mritopamam Tatsukam Satvikam Proktam Matma Buddhi Prasadajam. Om Vishayendriya Sangyoga Yadattagre Mritopamam Pariname Vishvameva Tatsukam Rajasam Smritam. Om Yadagrachanadu Bandecha Sukang Mohana Matmana Nidralasya Pramadotang Tatamasa Mudamritam. Next, duty. Om Natadasti Pradivyang Va Divideve Shuva Puna Satvam Prakriti Jaya Muktang Yadevi Syatri Gunai. Om Brahmana Kshatriya Vishang Shudranang Chabarantapa Karmani Prabhibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavayar Gunai. Om Shamodavastapakshaotam Shantirajavamevacha Jnanam Vijnanamastikyam Brahmakarma Swabhavajam. Om Sharyam Te Jutatir Daksham Yudde Chapya Palayanam Dhanam Ishwaram Bhavascha Shatram Karma Swabhavajam. Om Kishigo Rakshava Nijyang Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Om Swam Swe Karmanya Virata Sangsiddhing Labate Nara Swakarmanyata Siddhing Yata Vindati Tachrinu. Om Yatak Pravitya Bhutanang Yena Sarvamidang Tatam Swakarmanatam Yavyarcha Siddhing Vindanti Manava. Now this is important here. Krishna said that it doesn't matter. You're a Brahmin, you're a Vaishya, Kshatriya, Sudra, doesn't matter. Everyone can achieve perfection. You achieve perfection doing your prescribed duties, but you have to worship the Lord. And in this movement, Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya teaches us how to worship the Lord very easily. Simply chant this Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Shrayan Swadharma Viguna Paradharmat Svanushthitat swabhavaniyatang karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Om sahajjang karma kaunteya sodoshamapyadachajit sarvarambhahi doshena dumenagniravavriti. Next, the process of self-realization. Om asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata spriha naishkarmya siddhing paramang sanyase nadi gacchati. Om siddhing prapto yata brahma tat hapnoti nibodame samasenaiva kaunteya nishya jnanasya yapara. Om buddhya vishuddhaya yukto drityatmanang niyamya cha shabdadin vishayang chakva ragad veshav yudasya cha. Om viviktase vilagvashi yatavakaya manasa jnana yoga paronityang vairagyam samupashrita. Om ahankarang balang darpam kamang krodang parigraham vimucha nirmamoshanto brahmabhuyaya kalpate. Om brahmabhuta prasanatma nasochati nakangshati samaksarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. So there it is again. The one who is transcendental, he renders devotional service. The message has been consistent. And here it is. Om bhaktyamam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tatvata tato man tatvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. So again, this is the verse once more time. If you want to know Krishna, it's only by devotional service, bhakti. And if you do that, you will come to Krishna's transcendental abode. Om sarva karmanya pisada kurvano madvyapashraya matprasada davapnoti shasvatam padamavyayam. So now we come to Krishna's final instructions. Om chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya matpara buddhi yogam upashritya machchita satatang bhava. Om machchitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishyasi atachetvam maham karan nashosyasi vanangshasi. Om yadahankaram asrichya nayotsya iti manyase mityaishavya vasayaste prakristyasvang niyoksyati. Om swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddasvena karmana karatung nichasyan mohat karishyasya vashoktatat. Om ishvara sarvabhutanang riddesharjun tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. So this is the fifth time in this Bhagavad-gītā where it is stated that Krishna is in the heart and he is the master director. And we are sitting on a machine made of material energy. Just like you drove your car to come here, you're actually driving a car right now called your body. Because the first thing you learned in Bhagavad-gītā, you're not your body. Om tameva sharanang gaccha sarvabhadena bharata tat prasadat parang shanting stanan prapsyasya shasvatam. Om itite jnanamakyantang guyat guyatarang maya vimrishyaita dasheshena yatechasi tatakuru. So this verse is one of my favorite. Krishna is saying here, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. It's up to you what you want to do. Krishna is not forcing you. He has explained this whole Bhagavad-gītā. Now it's up to you what you want to do with that knowledge. And soon we will hear what we should be doing. Om sarva gyutamang bhuya shrinume paramang vacha ishtosi me dridhamiti tato bhakshami te hitam. So Krishna is saying here, now I'm going to tell you the most confidential information. So pay attention. This is it. Oh, we saw this verse in chapter 9. Om manmana bhava mad bhakto madyaji mang namaskaru mame vaishyasi satyante pratijani priyosi me. And here it is, the verse. Om sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja ahang tvang sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So this is it. Krishna is saying, forget about it. Just surrender to me. That's all you have to do, is surrender to me. And Krishna says, if you do that, if you surrender, I will deliver you from all your sinful reactions. And then he uses this word, ma shuchahat. It has three meanings. Don't hesitate. Don't fear. Don't worry. Don't worry, be happy by surrendering to Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya makes surrendering to Krishna the easiest. All he says is chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The old joke. Chant, chant, chant. Can't. Don't be like that. Don't be a ranter. Be a chanter. Everybody, one more time, the Maha Mantra. So now we come to Krishna's concluding words. Om idang te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrusave vachyang na cha mang yobhya suyate. Om ya idang paramanguyam mad bhaktesh vibidhasyati bhakting mai parang kritva mame vaishyat vasangshaya. Om nacha tasman manushyeshu kaschin me kriya pritama bhavita nacha me tasma danya priyataro bhuvi. So here's a verse Prabhupada would preach on. That here Krishna is saying, who is dear to him? You want to become dear to Krishna? Then you preach Bhagavad-gītā. And Prabhupada said, you want to preach? Distribute book, distribute book, distribute book. So, the temple is going to make that so easy for you. Go to Artik, and after Artik, you will be spoon-fed as many Bhagavad-gītas that you want to take home and distribute. And by doing that, Krishna says, there's no one more dear to me. So you want to become the most dear to Krishna? Preach. Take Bhagavad-gītā and become dear to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajishyate Cha Yaming Dharmyang Sangbādamāvayo Jnana Yajñena Tenaha Mishtasya Miti Me Mati. Om Swadhavanana Suyascha Srinuyadapiyo Nara Sopi Mukta Shubhalokan Prapnuyat Punya Karmanam. Om Kechade Tachtrutang Partha Tvayai Kyagrena Chetasa Kachchidagyana Sammoha Pranastaste Dhananjaya. So here Krishna, no more talking. He's done it. And Prabhupada comments that if necessary, Krishna was willing to repeat the whole Bhagavad-gītā all over again in case Arjuna needed it. But at this point, Krishna says, okay, I've told you everything. So let's see what Arjuna says. The final portion of this Gita is called epilogue. Om Arjuna Uvacha Nashto Moha Smritir Labda Tat Prasadan Mayachchuta Shitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanang Tava. So in the beginning, Arjuna was confused. Arjuna was bewildered. Arjuna was lamenting. And therefore, what did he do? He turned to Krishna and said, you be my guru. You instruct me. And so, that's when Krishna began to teach Bhagavad-gītā in chapter 2. And now what does Arjuna say after hearing Bhagavad-gītā? Karishye vachanang tava. I will do as you have advised me. So hopefully all of us will follow in the footsteps of Arjuna and do what Krishna wants us to do. Therefore you have to take Bhagavad-gītā, follow it, and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Om Sanjaya Uvacha Ityahang Vasudevasya Partasya Che Mahatmana Sangbadami Mamasyosha Madbhutang Romaharshanam. Om Vyasa Prasada Shrutava Neta Guya Mahang Param Yogam Yogeshwara Krishnat Sakshat Tattayata Swayam. Om Rajan Sangsmritya Sangvadamina Madbhutam Keshavarjuna Yo Punyang Krishayami Chamahur Mohu. Om Tachat Sangsmritya Rupat Yad Bhutang Hare Vismayo Me Mahan Rajan Rishiyami Chapuna Puna. So this whole Bhagavad-gītā, whatever was happening on the battle, Sanjaya, by his mystic television, was relating to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was blind because the opening verse was spoken by Dhritarashtra. He was asking Sanjaya, ¿Qué pasó? What was happening on the battlefield? And it says here that Sanjaya said, by the mercy of my guru, Vyasadeva, he was able to see everything. They didn't have cell phones or cameras. No. By mystic power, by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya could see everything. And he was telling Dhritarashtra. And here he said, and when I remembered that universal form, oh my God, my hair's standing on end. So amazing, this Bhagavad-gītā. Final verse. Om Yatra Yogeshvara Krishna Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara Tatra Shir Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad-gītā Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sangvade Moksha Sannyasa Yoga Nama Ashtadashodayaha. Now before we finish, there's one verse that I want to recite. This is the verse that Shukracharya, when he was asked by Vamanadev in the beginning of the Yajña, Rabindranath spoke about if Vamanadev is remembered at his sacrifice, then it is all auspicious. So Vamanadev once asked Shukracharya about Bali Maharaj and his sacrifice. And this is what Shukracharya said. Can you repeat? Mantratas, Tantratas, Chidrang, Desha, Kalaha, Vastuta, sarvang karoti nischidram anusankirtanam tava. The meaning is that when we do a sacrifice, did we do a sacrifice today? And we're about to finish it up. So when there's a sacrifice, there's bound to be mistakes. I know I made millions of mistakes in the recitation. I went over this Bhagavad-gītā 3 times this week, and still I made a million mistakes. So there are bound to be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras, in observing the regulative principles, and there are bound to be discrepancies in regard to time, place, and person, paraphernalia. But, Shukracharya said, when the holy name of God is chanted, everything becomes faultless. So that's why we chanted the Maha Mantra so many times. So I think we should do it one more time to make the sacrifice faultless. Are you with me? Repeat after me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.